Hello, everybody. Let me just make sure we're live and we have audio. One second. Hello, everybody. Let me just make sure sorry about that. Okay, cool. We're good to go. So I just want to tell you guys how this is going to go today. So this is kind of weird. Because I'm filling a palette today, here it is. Got my palette already filled and I know it looks super weird. I will explain. Um, I didn't want to sit here and fill half pans for an hour and a half and bore you guys to death. So I went ahead and pre-recorded filling the palette. I cut out all the fluff, sped up some of it. And then I'm gonna play that recording for you. And I will be in the chat chatting with you guys. And hi, Amanda. And then once that is finished, it's about 40 minutes. We're gonna swatch and we're gonna talk more about these triads. So welcome, and I'm gonna go ahead and play the recording, and I will be in the chat. So be sure to say hi, and I'll catch you after the recording. So let's see if I can make this work. All right, here we go.
Hey there, welcome to my channel. My name is Ashley Hawks. I'm a watercolor artist, Daniel Smith brand ambassador, and lover of art supplies. What can I say? It's been a hot minute. I'm still alive. Thank you for asking. And today I wanted to pop in and talk to you about these adorable little 5 ml tube sets from friends at Daniel Smith. So I'm going to make a palette out of these 24 colors, these 8 sets. So if you want to see that, stick around. Okay, so I got prepared to do this and then decided to just record. So it's a little bit of a mess right now, but basically I have had access to these colors since they first came out, which is really exciting. And so I've swatched them, I've mixed them. I have, as you can see, used them quite a bit, especially Opera Pink here. I love this color. So I decided it would be really fun to grab a palette and fill it up with these colors. So here's what's going to be really hard for me. I love chroma order. So I really enjoy going from yellow to orange to red to purple. You get it. But with this palette, I want them to stay grouped by threes in order of the set, if that makes sense. And I'll tell you why. I have so many palettes. I mean, I've got so many different palettes of different colors. They're all in this beautiful chroma order. And what I have found with these 5 ml sets is they invite you to explore different combinations you never would have thought of. And so with that being said, I think it would be really interesting to have a palette put together in groupings of 3 with these colors. So that's what we're going to do today. This palette actually came with this Daniel Smith 24 half pan set. So when you buy this, you do get a second box inside that has an empty second metal palette. So seeing that it has 24 empty pans, I felt like it was appropriate for what I'm doing today. And I haven't even introduced these or anything. If you haven't seen these, I will talk about them. We've talked about them on Daniel Smith Live with John Cogley. Me and the other brand ambassadors have explored these over the last 8 weeks. So each week we picked a set and went over them. I'm digging this one. This one's my favorite. This is Halloweeny and fallish and autumn, as the name suggests. These are just little trios. So sets of 3 little baby tubes. These are the 5 ml tubes, not to be confused with the bigger 15 ml tubes. So this is what it looks like. It's a baby. My husband Dave saw this. He was like, "What?" It was so funny because he's never seen a 5 ml tube before. If you shop at Michael's and some of those other kinds of stores, this is what they sell, is these little 5 ml tubes. And they're great for introductory when you don't really want to commit yet, you're not sure. That's kind of what these sets are intended for. They're great for gifting. They're great for collecting. I mean, can you imagine your stocking filled with these sets? I mean, come on. There's the seasons collection. So we've got spring, summer, autumn, and winter. And then there's 4 other sets. This one's called Stormbreaker. Here we've got Architectural, Evening Glow, and Desert Horizons. So we're going to go over each of the sets as we put together the palette. I think that'll be the best way to go about this. I haven't done this in so long, like made a YouTube video that I recorded. I have to keep checking if it's recording. I might be a little rusty today. Maybe. So anyway, what I was saying a minute ago is I've already taken the liberty of starting to write the names on the sides of the pans. So here are the 3 colors for the spring set. Where's spring? So this is the spring set. We've got these 3 gorgeous colors. Hansa Yellow Light, Cobalt Teal, and Opera Pink. And here are some swatches. I think I can hold all this in my hand. I bet I can. I've got Hansa Yellow Light, which is a gorgeous, like lemon yellow. Opera Pink, everyone's favorite. Cobalt Teal Blue. These make the most vibrant mixes. I'm so excited. So once we get this palette filled, I think it'd be really fun to swatch out the colors together. So we'll do that. I've actually started seeing videos pop up on YouTube with artists who have started getting these sets, and I've had them for quite a while now. I decided I should probably get on and share. So that's what we're going to do today. People like palette filling videos, right? Okay, so I've got spring, summer, and I was at autumn. So I've got Undersea Green, Rose of Ultramarine, and Aussie Red Gold. So I'm going to go ahead and like do a time lapse of me writing on these pans because nobody wants to sit here for however long this is going to take. So, and I hope you guys can hear me okay. Like I said, I'm a little rusty. It's been a while. So bear with me. Here we go. All right, guys, I am finished writing with my Sharpie. These are great for writing on pans. So we're gonna get started. I don't know why I clapped. It felt like the right thing to do. I usually use the toothpick, but I decided to use a needle because it's easier to clean off and you can reuse it and dip it in water and you don't have to keep getting a new toothpick. So we're gonna use that. And we're going to get started. So I think what I'll do is as I fill each pan, maybe I just show the colors for each set. I don't know. I just don't want this to be boring. So it might be. Just a heads up. And also, full disclosure, I have used so much of this. I've got it in a palette. I've got it all over the place that I might have to grab the big tube to fill it up. But these go a long way. So if you wanted to build a palette like this, you can fill up a half pan 3 times with one of these little guys. These will last for a long time. Just don't be like me. I mean, I just have so much of it in like ceramic palettes all over the place. So let's go ahead and start with our spring set and we'll go from there. So first we've got our Hansa Yellow Light. Now, Hansa Yellow Light is just a good clean yellow. Like I said, I really do compare it to lemon yellow because it leans cooler. Not like New Gamboge, for example, which is super, super, super warm. It leans more towards red. Guys, I don't know how to make this as engaging as it should be, but we're gonna do our best. All right, so fun trick, and I've probably showed you before, but when you're opening a tube, especially if it's brand new, before you open it, squeeze on the sides and it'll help you not to have that spillage because Daniel Smith really packs in the pigments and a lot of times you open it and it spills out. It's a good problem to have, but you see that how you can kind of suck it in. I do have a tube squeezer as well. I might go grab that if we get to the bottom of any of these tubes. Here we go. Make sure you get it out in all the corners. If I can avoid using my little needle, I will. So this is the best tube ringer. I got it on Amazon, and it makes your tubes have like this little zigzaggy crinkle, which is really cool. And you can get a ton out of it. Like I said, I've already got so many like ceramic palettes with these colors in it, so, and I've been playing with them already for some time. Sometimes I like to do multiple pours just because you can really get a lot of pigment in there. Like you pour it, let it dry for a day or two, and then top it off, but some of us are lazy. I have put pans in we have like an old 1970s food dehydrator, you know, the metal ones that your grandparents have. I will stick half pans in the dehydrator on low and try to make them dehydrate because there is water content in the paint. Daniel Smith has like the least amount of water content. So if you buy like their half pans that are already filled, there's the least amount of water content left. I don't remember the percentage, but out of all the companies that make pans, Daniel Smith's is one of the best. All right, we've got our Hansa Yellow. There she is. She's beautiful. She's lovely. She's summery. She's springy. She's ready to play. And I'm going to I'm going to poop her in. Sorry, you didn't even see that. I pooped her in the pans. There. Okay. Next, we have Opera Pink. Now, guys, I don't know if I showed you how adorable these are, but they're very cute. If you've watched Daniel Smith live at all, I have already said this many times. They're cute. I have full new tubes in here. I don't know if you're anything like me. You like tiny things. I like tiny things. Okay, so we've got our Cobalt and our Opera. So Opera comes first, and I am going to see if we can get the rest out of this. It's good to squeeze them before you open it. It's a little bit harder after. Okay. Now I know that's going to come spilling out the minute I open it because I just did that. That's good. It's good. Okay, so even when you think it's all gone, your little tube ringer can get the rest out. And if you really want to make a mess, you can cut it open at the end. See? Oh, yeah. Get it all out of there. And then I like to pull it out and then like fold it one last time. These are so tiny. These sets are so fun and they're all at the same price point. You can get them on, I think the Merri Artist is the first company to have released them. You just have to Google it. Depends on your area. So I can't tell you where to go buy it. But here in the US, I know the Merri Artist, they actually have already sold out. I don't know if they've got them back in yet, but I heard a rumor that they sold out. So there you go. It's a good idea maybe to fill it like that full, let it dry for like a day or two, and then come back and top it. But ain't nobody got time for that. I'm just going to use my big tube here to top her off. Even though I have another tube, I just don't want to disturb it. Now, one could argue that, why go buy these sets if you have these colors? That's a good argument. It's a good argument. But I think the intention of these sets was for like an introductory type thing where, people can really try Daniel Smith at a lower price point They can explore. It just, man, these really open up creativity. If you've got all these colors, great. Try pairing them together. I made a mess of this one. Sorry, Opera. I literally have never made a palette where it wasn't in chroma, like rainbow order. So this is going to be painful for me, but we're going to get through this together. Okay, this is going into the tube graveyard. I'm actually going to go grab my tube graveyard. Somebody suggested that I should stop calling this the graveyard and I should call it watercolor heaven. Like, but the thing is like the paint is the soul, the tube is just the body. So in my opinion, this is actually a graveyard. Look, see, I have problems, guys. That's opera pink. I love opera pink. Um, you know, a lot of people like opera pink gets a bad rap. I'm gonna say that, and I'm gonna tell you why I still use it, even though it is considered to be fugitive, and I want to explain. So opera pink is a combination of a fluorescent pigment and also quinacridone magenta. And quinacridone magenta has an excellent light fast rating and will last forever. So even if this vibrant, bright pink color fades over time, you're still going to be left with something just slightly darker than this. This is quinacridone rose. Quinacridone magenta leans slightly bluer than this. If I had a swatch somewhere, I'd show you. But anyway, you'd still be left with a beautiful pink. So I just trust that if I get my values right, and over time, if I use this in a painting, I'll still be left with a beautiful, deep magenta. So I don't even worry about it. It's just fun. I'm a live in the moment kind of person anyway, so I don't care. All right, now if I was selling paintings to clients, you know, that's a different story. And I think that it's important to, if you're using a color that's considered fugitive, to not advertise your painting as being 100+ years light fast. You know, tell them to put it behind, you know, UV protectant glass. Tell them to protect it. There's things you can do. But to me, it's worth it. All right, here we've got our cobalt teal. This is just, I don't even know what to say. We all love this color. We are all a fan of the cobalt teal blue. When I first discovered Daniel Smith on YouTube or something, I didn't have it yet. I was still buying really inexpensive student grade supplies. Um, and I remember seeing this color and just like coveting it. And when I inherited my first batch of Daniel Smith, which is a really cool story I've told multiple times on my channel, but when I first inherited, I inherited like 50 tubes from an artist who passed away, and cobalt teal blue was the in the hall, and I was a very happy camper. Okay, so these are our three. They're so pretty to go together. Just, I mean, they're so pretty. This is a very exciting combination. All right, this movie. Oh my gosh, guys. It's the end of the day on a Friday. It's the end of the week. It's been a long week. Anyway, this video is going to be extremely long unless I keep us moving. So, as my ninth grade science teacher used to say, moving right along. We are going to grab our summer set. And here is summer. Summer is these three colors. Like I showed you before, quinacridone rose, ultramarine turquoise, and Naples yellow. Never would have thought to put these three colors together. That's what's so fun about these. And if you have the set, or if you want to just do a screenshot, you can go to Daniel Smith's website and look at all the sets, see the swatches, see them in action. All right, I'm going to set that there so we know which set I'm talking about. And I'll put the colors here, not that you can see what I'm doing. Here we go. All right, so first things first, quinacridone rose. You know what's funny? When I watch people fill palettes, like, I'm so judgmental. I'm always like, oh, I could do that better, or like critical, I guess. But y'all, doing it on camera, just doing it in general, it's messy. It's not, it's not pretty, it's not easy. So, but if you feel the need to sit and judge my skills, you're fine. It doesn't bother me. Oh, yeah, look at that. It's beautiful. Quinacridone rose is a fantastic primary red, if you will. I'm more of a primary magenta kind of girl, so this would lean more magenta. This is so weird putting together a palette like this. So what we're going to do is we're going to have the Seasons collection on this top row, and then we'll have the rest of them on the bottom row. So it's going to be fun. It's going to start at spring and go all the way to winter. Okay. Next is our ultramarine turquoise. Look at the little poop. Oh my goodness. It's funny how different colors have different consistencies. Has to do with pigments. It's all about pigment. Some pigments are thicker, some are heavier. It just depends. Oh gosh, it's gelatinous. I love this color. It looks so dark in the pan, but then when you add water, it just becomes gorgeous, like deep ocean turquoise color. Oh my gosh. I should be using this to like swatch or something. Here we go. All right, Naples yellow. Just kidding. It's pronounced Naples. Naples yeller. Now, this color I really didn't like when I first tried it, but it's grown on me. It's kind of a good, um, like it's good for making flesh tones and any flesh tones, not just like white, but any, because you can actually add colors, different colors to it to create different tones, which is really cool. So it's really versatile color. Oh my gosh. Oh, putting like a yellow next to a deep dark blue is really weird. All right, next. So that was our summer set. I got to move things along quicker, guys. Ain't nobody got time to edit these days. All right, cool. So on to my favorite set of all, which is autumn. Now, Rose of Ultramarine is like my second favorite Daniel Smith color. Undersea Green is, oh, she's stunning, stunning, stunning. That was the best crutch word I just said. If you know, you know. Aussie Red Gold. These three colors together. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And I just want to show you. My girl Pepper helped me pick out this at the Hoblob. And I use it for these three colors. So you can see that they're really fun to mix. All right, so there's our three. Like I said, autumn. And we're gonna start with the Rose of Ultramarine. Rose of Ultramarine is a mix of PB29 and PB19. So I believe PB29 is ultramarine blue and PB19 is, I think they use quinacridone rose. Unless I'm wrong, it could be quinacridone red. PB19, I need to grab my brochure. Like you'd think I would have all the pigment numbers memorized by now, but I do not. Close. but not all the way. If you go on Daniel Smith's website, you can actually download a guide that tells you every single pigment. Rose of ultramarine. Yes, I knew it. Ultramarine blue and quinacridone red, which ironically are both on my dot card. So you can actually make that color if you have those two colors, which is really cool. Just a fun side note. But if you've got ultramarine and quinacridone rose, um, or, you know, red, you can make something very similar to this. I really didn't want to get paint on the sides of the pan, but here we are. It is what it is. I actually stopped using half pans because I felt like I was digging into the pans with my brushes and ruining my brushes, so I switched to just ceramic palettes, plastic palettes with big wells and things like that. But for this, we're just going to use half pans. All right, here's our undersea green. This is a favorite for a lot of folks. A lot of artists love this color. I wouldn't say it's my favorite green. Cascade, which is in one of the other sets, is my favorite. But this one is a gorgeous, earthy, warm green. Just want to get it in the corners and get all the bubbles out because you just don't, once these dry, they kind of might pull away from the sides. So as long as you get it stuck to the sides pretty good, then it stays in. It's not gonna fall out or anything. All right, autumn. Now we've got Aussie Red Gold. This color is so beautiful and glowing. Has an interesting texture too. Look at that. It's a really thick, thick paint. See if I can wipe this off better. Entertainment. All right, winter. This is Cascade Green, French Ultramarine, and Lunar Black. This is such an interesting set. Let me grab me swatches. Lunar Black, a favorite among artists. French Ultramarine and Cascade Green. Love it. We're actually going a little faster than I thought we would. Okay, we've got our Lunar Black. Oh, that went quite well. Oh, that's so sticky. Yeah, if you get a mess like that, it's a good idea to clean it off before putting the lid on. Otherwise, you're just gonna have a massive mess on your hands, or the lid will just stick and it's gonna be hard to get off. So, aha, those look like Halloween together. The Aussie Red Gold and the Lunar Black. Straight up Halloween. See, this is what's fun about building this palette is um, not only have I not ever considered mixing some of these colors together, but then when you combine all the sets, it just opens up a whole new world of color. Okay, I'm a 90s kid, sorry. It is what it is. I'm an 80s baby and a 90s kid. All right, and then our final color, which is my favorite, Cascade Green. Now, if you have these colors in sticks, pair them up. If you've got them in big tubes, pair them up. See how you like it. If you're new to Daniel Smith and you don't even have any, these are such a great entry into the world of Daniel Smith because it has a lot of the classic colors that we know and love. And it's just a good, and they're all the same price point. That's what's fun about it, is each set is going to cost the same amount. What am I missing here? 3, 6, 9, 12. We're good. There is room for one more pan, I think, technically, but you'd have to squish it in pretty hard. So I'm gonna get this one away from the side. There we go. We scooched it. Okay, that's fine. That looks so weird. And we're just gonna roll with it. All right, winter's done. Now I get to decide which of the next 4 sets to put together to make it aesthetic. What do I want to do? Maybe we go, I was gonna say warm to cool. We've got a lot of blues over on this end. What do you guys think? What would you do? I think I'm gonna go in that order. Desert, evening, sorry about this, architectural, and stormbreaker. So let's just start with desert. I love this set too. This is probably my second favorite. I'm not gonna open it. I'm not gonna open it. I've got tubes right here. All right, the first color is Monte Amiata Natural Sienna. Very beautiful color. Next, we have Amazonite. Amazonite. I call it Amazonite, but you can call it whatever you want. Genuine. That's Primatech. And the final one is Burnt Sienna Light. Guys, like I mentioned, the Daniel Smith brand ambassadors on the last like 8 Thursdays have gone over each one of these sets. Each brand ambassador shared how they would use these colors. It was so much fun. So I will have the link in the description for rewatching. So Daniel Smith has a YouTube channel, and those sessions are posted the week after. So the Monday, usually the Monday or Tuesday after. It's Tuesday. You can go rewatch on YouTube. You can rewatch them on Facebook instantly, by the way. And they're free. Come join us if you want to do it live. It's Thursdays at what time? 2 p.m. Pacific. And also, if you want to know what we're going to be talking about on Thursdays ahead of time, you can go subscribe to the Daniel Smith newsletter. And you will find out, like Wednesday, we send out the newsletter on Wednesdays. And you can go find out what we're going to talk about and get your paints ready. Come paint along. We love it. All right, here is Amazonite. Genuine. This is like a Viridian. One of my favorites too. Green is my favorite color in general. I'm not even going to mix this one. I'm just going to like tap it because it's so beautifully like runny and I don't want to mess it up. If you've ever filled half pans, you know it's messy. So any 24 well palette would be great for this. Okay, this is a really fun color, Burnt Sienna Light. It's burnt sienna but lighter and just gorgeous. So satisfying. A little pudding. I'll call it poop again, I know. Childish. Just gonna tap some of these that are a little more on that juicy side. get them in all the crackities. Definitely look prettier. Okay, our next set that we're going to put in here is Evening Glow. This one's gorgeous as well. They all are, but this one, I love, love, love the mixes you can get. Now, Shadow Violet's one of my other favorites. I always have this in my palette. Manganese Blue hue is always in my palette. New Gamboge, not so much. I've not been close friends with New Gamboge, so it's fun to play with. So we're gonna get these out of the way. These here. And we will start filling up this one. There's your 3 colors. We'll start with New Gamboge. New Gamboge. Oh yeah, this is a runny, juicy one. I love the ones that just, oh, that's so good. It's really hard doing things when you're trying to keep it in camera. I'll tell you that. I have so much respect for people who consistently maintain YouTube channel because it is quite the feat. All right, next. Manganese Blue Hue. Hugh Jackman. See, that's what happens if you shed it with paint around the edges. I actually got stabbed by Perylene Green. I have a Perylene Green tattoo on my finger because there were crusties around the lid and I went to take the lid off and it literally slid under my skin. I know it's cringe. So I just grabbed one of my palette knives because it got out of hand. Scrape that on. Okay. This is interesting. Look at this guy. Look at this. Ultramarine turquoise is trying to crawl out. It looks like the Fern Gully oil blob guy. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. Not done with that. I forgot Shadow Violet. Sorry, Shadow Violet. I do care about you. Shadow Violet. Okay. Where are we? Architectural. These are some luscious colors mixed together. Oh boy. Love them. So, buff titanium, lavender, and sepia. Sepia, tomato. So, put those there. They just look good together. All right, lavender, sweet little thing. This also has a white pigment in it. So this set is it's like hazy, creamy, earthy deliciousness. So this needle makes me cringe slightly. Story time. When I was about 7 years old, I was jumping on my bed like a monkey. You know how your parents tell you not to jump on the bed? Well, I was jumping on the bed. My sister was doing like needlework at the time. She's 7 years older than me. And she's probably about 14, if my math is correct. And she, I guess, had dropped a needle on the floor and it was sticking out of the carpet, out of our 1982 shag carpet. And I jumped off the bed onto the floor and the needle went in my foot in between my toes. It broke in half and we found one half of the needle on the floor. The The sharp end was on the floor, and the end with the eye was nowhere to be found, and my foot hurt really bad. So we went to the emergency room where I had x-rays to confirm that, yes, half of the big arse needle was inside my foot between my toes, and they numbed it and dug around for 3 flipping hours to get the needle out. They finally got it out. It's in my scrapbook. Still has some flesh clinging to it. It's a fun story. But kids, don't jump on the bed. I mean, some rules don't make any sense to me until you get injured. All right, there is our final color. It's a pretty color. And we've only got one set left. Last set is called Storm Breaker. All right, this one's fun, and I'll tell you why. This one's got an iridescent, you see the shimmer? Shimmer. We've got some shimmer. And this one is a stunner. Now, this one also comes in a watercolor stick, which is so pretty. And then we've got Prussian Blue and Bloodstone Genuine. Guys, if you haven't tried Bloodstone, you gotta try it. Here's our iridescent electric blue. This color also comes in gouache form, which I love. I've been pretty lucky. Like, jumping off the bed onto that needle was literally like the only stitches I'd ever had as a kid. I never broke a bone. And it's not like I wasn't doing dangerous things. I was. We went sledding, four-wheeling. I did have an injury on a four-wheeler. We rolled it. And all I got was like a bloody nose and a backache out of it, which was really lucky. I say we because my mom was driving. My nephew was between me and my mom. I was on the back, and my mom tried to go up an embankment, and the four-wheeler flipped back. And yeah, it was a little scary. But you know how like adrenaline kicks in? Like my adrenaline, I was 13. My adrenaline kicked in and I chased that four-wheeler down the dirt road. I mean, it was like we were on a steep road. And I just remember getting up and seeing it bouncing down the road, and I ran after it, grabbed it, and stopped it. It was insane. I was like Superman. And then the pain kicked in, and yeah. But anyway, as a kid, I somehow I got lucky. Didn't have a lot of injuries. I actually have never broken anything but toes. I mean, my big feet, my clumsy big feet. I have like the biggest toes you've ever seen, like the longest toes. And they catch corners and they catch furniture, and they've broken quite a few times, and there's nothing anybody can do but like maybe tape them to each other or something weird. All right, final color, guys. Final. We saved the best for last because this color is so fun. I think I'm gonna do a live stream soon because I have a lot of art supplies I've purchased over the last while. I think it'd be fun to do a kind of a haul. I've never done a haul before because I don't like to encourage people to spend money. But sometimes it's just fun to see like the new products, see what's out there. I don't even know why I have this space circle here because I'm not. All you're seeing is, me moving, but whatever. Okay, we've got all our sets in the, oops, in the palette. So here we go. We did it. Okay, I think we have sound now. Give me the thumbs up. And I will start over what I was saying. I think we have sound. I need a thumbs up. I will wait. Sorry about that, guys. I was over here just yakking with no sound. Hey, everybody. Nell, drawing, Amy, Pam, Kim. Cool. All right, cool. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Pam. We're back. I was just over here like chatting you up like an idiot with no sound. It's good. All right, cool. We love technology. We're here for it. Okay, so I'm going to review again how I took the mixing, if I can find it. My gosh. I know this looks clean, but my studio's like a bomb went off. Okay, so basically you can take something sharp. So here's that needle I was using. You actually just, you push, okay, there is a little bar. See that bar? So when this is attached, you just take something sharp and you push the little bar all the way through. And if you grab it from this side, you just pull that out and then this comes off. So palette hack, for those of you who've never tried that. And like I said when you couldn't hear me, yeah. Sometimes I like the mixing space, but right now, because I need more desk space, I decided to remove it. So this is the Daniel Smith. It's a palette that comes when you buy their big 24 half pan set. It comes with an extra palette. And as of next year, I don't know that they'll be offering that anymore. So if you are interested in that, get it now. Um, And yeah, this was empty, obviously. For those of you who are late, I filled this with these sets. So that's why it's so unbearably out of rainbow order. It's killing me. It's going to annoy some of you, I'm sure. It's driving me crazy. But the reason I did it is because I wanted to have each set together because I think it encourages exploration and mixing in ways I wouldn't do if it was in rainbow order. So, and maybe like after this live stream, I'll put it in rainbow order just for my happiness and satisfaction. So, all right, cool. So I've got my sketchbook here. I know somebody's going to ask, this is actually a sketchbook I made. It's one of my prototypes that did not pass quality control. So I just use it for myself. And no, I am actually not selling sketchbooks right now. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I will again. I make them for myself. I actually invested in, like the big old guillotine cutter and book presses and all the tools. So, and then also I will be reviewing this guy next week. This will be on my channel. This is a Light Wish sketchbook. I might use this as well. We'll see if I run out of room. So I could spend hours like talking about each of these sets individually, and maybe I'll make a video about each of these individually. Let me know if you're interested in that. Um, Either way, I could do a video or like a live stream about each. Like I said before, we've already done that on Daniel Smith Live with John Cogley over on the Daniel Smith YouTube channel, which is in the comments. Let me pop it in the comments again. It is Daniel Smith Artist Color, which makes it kind of confusing. I'm just going to pop that in the comments for you guys. Where's my keyboard? My keyboard's missing. And you can go look at those for yourself. All the different brand ambassadors, including myself, we kind of like went over the colors and what we use them for. And so it's just really fun to see the same three colors being used in such vast and different ways. So it's going to be fun. All right, so the first set is Spring. Spring, and the colors are, as a review, we've got Huntsy Yellow Light, Opera Pink, and Cobalt Teal Blue. This set, the mixes are really vibrant and fun, as you will see. So we will go ahead and get started there. I'll keep those so that people coming late know what I'm doing. I did fill this yesterday, so I'm gonna go ahead and spray it just so that it's nice and juicy. Now, Hansa Yellow Light is just like a really clean yellow, comparable to lemon yellow. I think I don't know if it's a little more transparent. I'm not sure. I don't have a ton of experience with lemon yellow. I have it, I just don't use it a lot. Um, and then we've got Opera Pink. Ooh, so juicy. For those of you who are curious, this is a Da Vinci Cosmotop spin from Germany. My friend Sabina from Germany has her very own Da Vinci set with like her name on it, and she gifted it to me when I was in Italy. So thank you, Sabina, if you are watching. I love my Sabina brushes. Fun fact about palettes, like I haven't cleaned this yet and it's driving me crazy, but what I like to do is get a Mr. Clean Magic Eraser or the Magic Eraser sheets, and I will scrub this with the Magic Eraser because it kind of like helps it to not like bead up, because that annoys me. I don't know about you guys. So just clean it really good. You could use dishwashing detergent, like dishwasher detergent. You can use baking soda, toothpaste. It all helps to kind of like get that layer of greasiness off, I guess. Just be careful because you don't want to go too far and remove the enamel. Um, Aloria said that this looks more saturated than lemon yellow. It would be fun to compare. I think it is a little more saturated. It might also be a little more opaque. I'm not sure. Okay, so the spring set, I'm just going to put like a tiny swatch. I'm going to zoom in. There's no reason you guys need to be that far away. I am nearsighted, so I would be annoyed if somebody was that far away. So I'm just, because we already have these swatched out right here, I'm not going to swatch them big, but I really want to show you the mixes you can get. So just go ahead and do this. I hope this doesn't take forever. I'm sorry if it takes forever, but oh my gosh, that's beautiful. Look what's happening. I love that. Cobalt teal is a little bit more of a pushy color, so it's pushing the opera pink pigments out of the way, and you can see the purple that's starting to um, form, so that's really fun. Okay, I want to show you my mixing style. So what I like to do is I'll start with one color and slowly move towards another color. So I'm going to start with yellow and I'll slowly add a little opera pink. It's tricky sometimes. Okay, here we go. So look at that. It's almost like a new Gamboge type color, and you just slowly start adding more. It's one of my favorite ways to mix. Because you can mix a color and just mix it straight and like go halfway, but you're missing out on like all the little in between shades you can get as we head towards opera pink. I'm going to go ahead and go faster. Isn't that cool? Look at that. Probably need to plug in my phone. Hold on. We don't want my battery to die. There we go. I think we're plugged in. Just check. Oh yeah, we're plugged in. You just never know. All right, and then I want to mix the blue with the opera. And so what I'm going to do is, oh yeah, look at that. You guys want to be even closer? I mean, I've got a not micro. I've got a macro camera. There, now you can see both the mixing and the swatching. Look at the purple. I'm probably going too fast towards blue, but it's all right. And then as it gets more blue, you get like this, like, well, I'll just show you. I don't even know how to explain it. It's like a dusty turquoise. So pretty. This is tricky. My phone is like in the way, and so I'm trying to do this without, oh boy. Oh boy. There. So if you've never tried this kind of mixing, it's super fun. So you start with one color and you slowly add in the other color until you get all the way to the other color. And it's like clean again. Like so. Oh gosh. I usually swatch so much bigger than this. So forgive me. This is odd. Okay. So now we're going to mix the blue and the yellow. I want to show you these greens. They're stunning. And I'm going to grab this back just because I need more mixing space, but ironically, but I just don't want it in my way. So I'm going to just place this here. The little, I'm just going to get rid of that. There. Hey, look at that. It fits inside. Well, duh, because it's got to shut, but it fits inside your other mixing space. All right, so we've got blue, and then we're going to add our yellow. I can zoom out slightly. I think it's important to see the mixing process. That's one thing I show my students when I'm teaching is I always show them my mixing palette. It's really important to see that side of things and not just the paint going on the paper, but how are they picking up the paint from the pan? How are they mixing? This paint is still pretty wet in the pans. It usually takes like 48 hours or more, depending. Like if you pour your pans in layers and like slowly let it dry before you add more, it's usually better. Okay, so we'll start at blue and we're just going to slowly add yellow. So here's that. Oh, it's so pretty. Look at that. These greens are, I mean, unrealistic, obviously. Add a little bit of the pink if you want the greens to tone down a little bit. Anytime you have a green that's too bright, you can actually add red or pink and you'll start to go a little more olive. Now I've got to get some clean yellow. Hang tight, hang tight. And I really love as it starts to turn into more of like this beautiful lime green. I love that. There you go. So that's just a fun way to mix a triad and kind of see the range that you can get. I have some swatches I previously made. If they're too far away, I'm not getting up. I'm a little lazy. Okay, the only bad thing is I can't get it out. Let me just clean this off. I'm just using my spray bottle to spray it into my water bucket. And that yellow like stained my palette. It's so bright. Okay. All right, so that was the Daniel Smith Spring Collection, just as a review. And those are the colors. All right, the next one is Summer. And these are, for those of you just joining, these are Daniel Smith's new, there's 8 sets. They are 5 ml Triads. So there's 3 5 ml tubes in each box. You can screenshot that and scan it to go to Daniel Smith's website. And I also have it in the chat. Pam asked, what happens if you mix all 3 colors? I love that question. Let's just, really quick, let me grab a scratch paper because I have all 3 colors right here. Let's do it. Let me grab a brush. Yeah, it'll be gray, but it's pretty. Sometimes I like to show you, like, it's gonna be muted. So there's a muted, almost like a potter's pink, huh? And obviously mixing all 3, like if you've got primary colors, it will turn neutral, it'll turn gray, or as people call it, mud. This one is like a really fun, let's just see what we can do. I like making gray because if you've ever painted like a white animal, there's not just gray. Gray is not just gray. You're gonna get, like, look at these. These all kind of look muddy, kind of brown, kind of gray. Shadows are usually gray, but they have a temperature to them. So is it a warm gray? Is it a cool gray? Is it leaning more green? So, I mean, look, you can get muted colors even out of this. So that's fun. I have so many pieces of scrap paper, so we'll just play. But see how that's leaning more like greenish blue? But if you add a little more of the yellowy orange, and it'll be granulating because this is such a granulating set. The opera pink and the cobalt teal blue both granulate. So as this dries, it will separate and you'll get kind of like different colors. So even though it's going to be gray, it's going to have, see how that separated already? That's why it's magical. It's just magical. By the way, this is a silver brand brush. It's a golden natural. And it's a blend of natural hair and I think acrylic. That's why it says blend. Um, but I am a silver brush ambassador as of this year. And so I got to try some brushes I've never tried. I still, even though I tried all their brushes, I am still a huge fan of the Black Velvet. They're my favorite brushes. I'm not a fan of the fact that they are squirrel. I don't love it. I'm not gonna get, political or anything, but people have strong feelings about that. I don't know. I don't know what else to say. All right, so here's the colors we're gonna do next. We are starting with Quin Rose, Ultramarine Turquoise, and Naples Yellow. And this one's fun too. So this is summer. And I'm just gonna do the same thing I did before. Juice Cala. Like I said, I just filled these yesterday, like last night, so they are still pretty wet. Endless possibilities. Endless, you're right. Because here's the thing. I'm not limited to just mixing the 3 colors of each set together, but when you have all the sets, you can start playing around with mixing all the different colors. And it just unlocks so many new colors. Like I said before, I have not been, oh, that is dirty. I got some turquoise in my Naples yellow. I've not been a fan of Naples yellow until recently, as I've kind of gotten into portraits, like human portraits, people with skin. I still haven't shown it yet, but I painted Jack Black and it actually turned out. And people know that it's Jack Black when they see it, which I think is a huge win. Let me know if you want to see my Jack Black painting. And I'll show it to you. But Naples yellow, great for skin. And if you add, you could even mix some of these, like make a purple and then add that to that. And you can get darker skin tones. You can get, yeah, you can get so many different options. Aloria said they all seem based in color theory, and yes, except as we start getting into like these ones, they're not primary triads. So spring and summer, I would say, are primaries, and then the rest are just mixes of different colors that work together. But it's really fun. All right, quinacridone rose is a classic. It's just such a good primary color. Um, all right, Amanda, I will have to grab my Jack Black painting here at the end and show it to you guys. I haven't even posted it on socials yet because I don't know why. And it's hairy Jack Black because I'm scared of skin, all right? I'm scared of human skin because I paint animals. And so found the hairiest person I could find. Okay, let's start with let's make some purple here. I love, whoa, maybe went too dark too fast, but oh well. I love the colors that come out of this. You would not think these two make such a vibrant purple, but they do. It's beautiful. Look at that. Oh, it's just stunning. And then it starts to head into like this really rich, deep color. Um, ultramarine turquoise isn't, it's intense. It's it's almost phthalo intense. It's very close to phthalo turquoise, but slightly different. All right, call that good. I do want to show you this. I mentioned this is the spring set. I mentioned that they'll separate and granulate as they dry. So you can just see like the opera pink pigmentation happening there is really pretty. That's gorgeous. This is I think this is, yeah, this is a rough paper. This is Magnani 1404, which is an Italian made paper. And this is their rough version. And then here's the other swatch I did that was gray. And so even if you make mud with the spring set, the mud is still exciting. So there you have it. Okay, I'm gonna grab some fresh ultramarine turquoise to mix with our Naples yellow. Okay. I'm cleaning my brush a lot. When you're doing this kind of mixing, it's important to clean your brush a lot. Like keep things clean if you want to make clean mixes. Okay, so Naples yellow has a white pigment in it. So it's going to slowly make this kind of a milky blue. See how it's got like that opaque, milky quality to it. Oh yeah, and it's getting more green because the Naples yellow is warm. Look at that. That's pretty. Now, you guys don't have to run out and buy these sets. If you would rather, like if you already have a bunch of 15 ml tubes, see what you're missing. Go buy the 15 ml tubes. I mean, it's a good investment. I think these sets are designed for people who are kind of new to Daniel Smith, or maybe they're on a budget and they just want to try them. But yeah, if you've already got a collection, just see what you need. Try putting these colors together and see what happens. All right, cool. So I love, love, love that mixture. And now we're gonna mix the quinacridone rose with the Naples. So I'm gonna grab my other palette here. Just want to make sure I have enough water. I'm gonna try to be more consistent about posting on my channel. It's just I have a day job. From home. I work from home. But I focus on that, and that is what honestly, it makes me very happy. I love my job. But I still love my channel. I still enjoy doing this. Oh, someone's sneaking up on me. Someone's sneaking up on me. Hey, honey. Oh, my husband's bringing me chicken. He's the freaking best. Show the chicken. Show the chicken. Look what he brought me. Put it under here so they can see what you brought me. Isn't he sweet? Oh my gosh. Doesn't that look good? Thank you. He's the flipping best. All right, check it. So if you want to take and make like some skin tones, this is your color because look, I went too pink too fast. I'm aware of that. Um, but oh, and this makes like a really pretty like coral pink. If you've seen the new Daniel Smith Coral Reef, you can get kind of that color with this mix. Because that is a white pigment mixed with an orange color. You can make it yourself, but it's more fun to have it convenient in my opinion. I love mixing, don't get me wrong, but I also like convenience colors. Who's with me? I think it's important to know how to mix and not just rely on convenience colors. But some people aren't comfortable starting that way and they want to start with convenience colors. I did. But I really love, love, love mixing. I love challenging myself, especially like with these sets, like starting with 2 or 3 colors and then seeing what I can make. That's really fun. All right, we're going to mix these. Whoa. Oh my gosh. I should calm down. Okay, I'm just going to mix these 3 colors together. I'll add back the pink and we'll see what we get. Look at that. That's beautiful. Whoa, so much water. And then I'm going to grab some Naples yellow without contaminating it. Oh my gosh. Sorry, one sec. I had a hair come loose. Okay, I'm going to add some of that milky Naples yellow. Are you guys still with me? I don't even know. I'm just happy. I'm just in my own world. I could be totally talking to myself. I wouldn't even know. Okay, so we're going to make some mud on purpose. But it's pretty. I mean, you could even like drop some color in. I had like another hair come out. I'm gonna set that aside and we'll see what happens as it dries. But come on, how pretty is that? Amanda's still here. Thank you, Amanda. I know 22 of you are here, but yeah, you just never know. Okay. It would not matter if I was sitting here by myself. I love you guys, but I'm swatching, which makes me really happy. I'm sorry, I'm just cleaning my palette really quick. I actually have students, or I've had students in the past. I don't currently have any students who are like this, but I've had students in the past who are 100% adamantly against swatching, um, like like it was a chore. And I will tell you, the reason I have gotten as good as I have at art and understanding paint and pigment is from swatching. Um, so, but you know, if you hate it, you hate it. I love it. It's very relaxing. All right, our next set is my favorite set. It is the autumn. And spooky season is upon us soon. I usually don't want to think about it until like mid-September. But it's been cooling off here where I live. I can see apples on the apple tree out the window. And so yeah, I'm starting to get in the mood for this. But it's like right here, just as they are, is it's like Halloween. But as you mix them, and here's my little palette I was using, my little pumpkin. As you mix them, you start to get into like browns and golden. I mean, just you'll see. Okay. And I'm going to use this just because I already have paint on it and there's no sense in you know, digging into my palette that I just made. I'm sorry I keep hitting my camera. Is what it is. See how they're like already playing together? Because I have way too much water. Let me grab them fresh first and swatch them just so you can see the colors by themselves. So it is, where'd my box go? I'll just set it here for you guys. I'll start with Rose of Ultramarine. It's one of my favorite Daniel Smith colors. Like I said before, if you weren't here, it's ultramarine blue and quinacridone red mixed together. Hello, Perfectly Imperfect Art. These are the Daniel Smith. There's 8 of these little triad sets. That's what we're talking about today. The link is in the chat and also in the description. And yes, Barb, the autumn set is the best one. I love it. I mean, Undersea Green, Rose of Ultramarine, and Aussie Red Gold. I don't even know how you could possibly go wrong with those colors. So here is Undersea Green and Aussie Red Gold. And I just painted an owl for a video I'm releasing next Saturday with Aussie Red Gold, mixing it with Shadow Violet. And it turned out amazing. If you've never mixed Aussie Red Gold and Shadow Violet, you can make the most beautiful browns. So you gotta try that. Glowing browns, mind you. Okay, so I'm gonna take some of my Rose of Ultramarine and we're gonna mix it with the green. So for those of you just joining, I'm slowly adding in other colors to get to another color, just to kind of see the range you can get. So here we're adding Undersea Green slowly, and it makes these beautiful browns. I usually don't swatch with this small of a brush, so bear with me. This is like so tedious. I like big brushes and like lots of space usually because you can really see the nuances and you can see the paint flow. But there's 8 sets and so much time in a day, and I don't want to keep you guys all day. I mean, maybe some of you are like folding laundry or whatever and listening. I do that, by the way. I will listen to YouTube videos while I like clean the house, paint. And so when people have YouTube videos where they don't talk, I can't do it. All right. I kind of want to show you like, let's get a little more of this deep. I just want to show you the kind of range you can get. Let's get a bigger brush too. If your watercolors are like feeling stiff and they don't feel flowy, get a bigger brush, add a little more water. See, see what happens. But I just want to show you. Look at this. It's brown, but it kind of leans like violet. And then if you add more green, which you couldn't really see, you get like an olive. So Undersea Green is already kind of an olive green. But if you add a little Rose of Ultramarine, it starts turning. It turns to like this. I love green and I love earthy greens. So that's kind of what I'm talking about having a little more space and a bigger brush. You just get all those like nuances. It's evening in the UK. Awesome. So you're just hanging out watching the YouTubes. I'm glad you're here. I'm going to set that aside. And here's our summer mix we made. That turned out really pretty. Some of it's still wet because I use a lot of water sometimes, guys. I like the cauliflowers and the blossoms and the, I don't know, hard edges. And I love it. Love it. Oh my gosh. Best. I mean, if you wanted to paint like a zombie or something, there's your zombie colors, speaking of Halloween. Okay. All right. Let's mix the Undersea Green and the Aussie Red Gold. Let's see what happens. I am not using my pumpkin as much, my little pumpkin guy, because yeah, it's getting a little messy. But I'll use the paint from it. How's that? And I'll grab some of my Undersea Green. I'm dumping that water. It's driving me nuts. It's driving me crazy. Those of you who are just joining, like I filled this palette. It's very satisfying to watch. So you can watch the replay later, or you can just start it over from the beginning. But it was a recorded deal so that I could skip through some of it and get to the fun stuff, which is this. All right, so what I'm going to do is just slowly grab orange. Oh, okay. Amanda, thanks for joining. I'm sorry to hear about your family's loss, and I hope you have a good, I mean, as good as a viewing can be. Um, hope you have a good evening. Thank you for being here. Sketches and Scrubs was here a little bit ago. She made her celebrity appearance. She's the best. I like totally accidentally met her in Italy this year, and in like 30 seconds we became best friends. So we've been trying to plan a YouTube collab, but we're like in crazy different time zones, and uh it's all right now. Go eat dinner. Gotta eat. No apology needed. I'm mostly doing this for myself, selfishly so. I've had these sets for a while, and I feel like I was keeping them from the world. So look at that range. Woo, doggy. Mix it. So when I make sketchbooks, I have all these little scraps of paper left, so I just hang on to them for this reason. And I'm gonna mix a little of the purple mix in. Rosa Ultra. Because somebody was saying it'd be fun to mix all of them together. All three colors. So, man, that brush is shedding. Probably just need to get all the shedding hairs off of it. I don't even like to leave a swatch like this. I like to take some water and like splatter it and do a little something like that. So, yeah, Sketches is the best. I saw her painting and I went up to her and was like, hey, I know you. And I did not think she would know who I was because my channel's still pretty small, which is fine. But she did know who I was, and we like spent the next 2 days together. And we're planning on meeting up next year as well. You should come if you can. I actually could not afford to go this year unless I found a way. So, because I was supporting my family by myself. And I made 50 handmade sketchbooks and sold them within 2 weeks to be able to pay for my trip to Italy. So you just gotta do what you gotta do. Okay, the only ones we haven't mixed are Rosa Ultramarine and Aussie Red Gold, so let's do that. Like, less yakking, more painting, actually. Come on. Yes, Pam. They do make good bookmarks, and I can't even tell you the bookmark collection I have because I'm constantly swatching on these. So I guess everybody's getting bookmarks from me for Christmas this year. I like to include them, like if somebody orders my dot card, or if I'm selling something, which I'm not right now. I'm out of dot cards at the moment, but I will be getting more hopefully soon. Yeah, collage would be fun. Okay, we're starting with orange, so we're just barely gonna add a little bit of Rosa Ultramarine. This makes a really nice, rich brown. Yes. Yeah, that's pretty. I need to eat that chicken my hubsy brought. I have the best, most supportive husband. Like, he's amazing. He's like my biggest cheerleader. He's always like encouraging me if I feel like discouraged or he's just, and he's always worked and I've always supported my, or he's always worked and I've always, like, I had a photography business until my kids were, gosh, it was 2015 and I had two boys that needed to be homeschooled. So I quit photography in the end of 2016 and just homeschooled, and that was really hard. The boys are grown. We survived. They turned out to be decent people, which is good. They're still looking for jobs. But we just have our 14-year-old daughter who we are homeschooling right now, but she's doing online school. It's a little bit easier. She has cerebral palsy, so homeschool is the best way for her right now. But anyway, my husband's staying home with her. He retired from construction, unfortunately, because of his back going out. Um, and so now I'm supporting the family, and it's actually really fulfilling. I just turned 40, and I feel like my life's just starting, so it's pretty exciting. All right, there's some questions. Perfectly Imperfect Art. Your name's Ashley too. What? That's awesome. Um, I'm sorry you missed out on my sketchbooks. I might do it again. I just made two big ones for myself the other day. Like big, because I wanted something bigger than this. This is the size I made when I sold them. And Pam wants to know how I became a brand ambassador. So honestly, I just started joining the community. I was constantly sharing my art on Instagram and tagging Daniel Smith. A very lovely woman named Ethel is our Instagram correspondent, and she kind of took notice of my art, but I had been secretly watching the Thursday and Friday live sessions for like a year and a half. I didn't turn my camera on. I never spoke up. And so I kind of just like became part of the community. Um, they're honestly, it's like a family. I'm gonna get a paper towel, guys. This is ridiculous. Um, and then they asked me to do a demo in 2023. I did a demo, and then by the fall, I they asked me to be a brand ambassador. So it was just kind of like being part of the community. By the way, we got kitties, and this one is being a little stinker. Aren't you being a stinker? This is Stella. Stella is 4 months old, and her sister Cheeto's running around here somewhere. Uh, Cat's in the studio, and they keep trying to drink the paint water, which I don't know if I like that. I keep having to cover it, but it's worth it because they're so cute. They're so cute. All right, guys, we keep this thing rolling. I've been on live for like an hour and a half, which it's fine. It's Saturday. Family's all doing their own thing. We're good. If you have to go, you have to go. And then Karu, I hope I said that right, asked if I have Daniel Smith Cobalt Green Deep. Yes, I do. I have all the Daniel Smith colors. Um, I I'm very lucky. I'm aware I have all the Daniel Smith colors. So I love Cobalt Green Deep. It's gorgeous. Cool, you're about to get a puppy? That's awesome. What kind of puppy? I would love to hear about it. We have two dogs. I have a Schnauzer who's 10 years old. She's my baby. And my daughter has a poodle that is her emotional support dog, and she's the best dog in the world. I don't use paper towels a ton. I have paper towels in my studio, but I try to avoid it. I use cloth napkins. You guys probably know that. This one's looking pretty nasty. I need to wash. I need to do a wash. But I have like 50 of them so that I can just rotate through. Red Boston Terrier. Oh my gosh. Sounds really cute. All right. moving right along. Hold on, I gotta take a bite of chicken because I'm super hungry. Mm. All right, sorry, I didn't want to talk with my mouth full. This is winter. Lunar black looks like dirty snow in Idaho in February. Idaho is where I live. French ultramarine and Cascade green. This is my all-time favorite Daniel Smith color. It's the best. I love it. I'm excited to mix these for you guys. Oh, here's our swatch from autumn. It's really, really fun to see how the colors separate and move and granulate. You can see the ultramarine blue here from the rose of ultramarine. It settles. It's a heavier pigment, so it settles sooner, where the quinacridone red does not granulate. And so the red floats to the top while the blue settles into the cracks. And this is a rough paper. All right. Here we go. I want to hear everybody's favorite set at the end. I know it's hard to choose, but, you know, try. Mine's autumn, so I think I've said that like 7 times now, but, you know. Okay, so just to recap, this is the palette I put together. It's painful that it's not in rainbow order, but we have a plan for this. So we had spring, summer, autumn, and now we're at winter. And we've got our lunar black, French ultramarine, and Cascade green, and we're gonna mix them together now. All right, let's do this. First I'll make a little swatch of them. And lunar black is heavily granulating. It has these massive, chunky pigments. And what's crazy is you'll put it down and think it's super dark and thick and opaque, and then all of a sudden it'll separate. And you're like, what? Hi, Stella. That's yucky paint water. Yucky paint water. And then we've got French ultramarine, which is slightly warmer than ultramarine. Ultramarine, so I believe French ultramarine, the pigments are bigger. Pigment particles are just larger, which makes it appear warmer. I could be wrong. I didn't swatch Cobalt Green Deep because today I'm just doing these sets. These are the Daniel Smith 5ml Triad sets. So that's what we're swatching today. And I have other videos though. If you want to go look, get out of my paint water. She's so cute. She's so cute. I have other videos though about the 6 new Daniel Smith colors that came out this year. So if you want to go after this or now, I don't care. Go check it out and you can see Cobalt Green Deep, and I mixed it with all the other colors. So Barb, I am using this paper is this is the Magnani 1404 Italia. It's a cold press paper. But this is the Magnani 1404 Toscana, I want to say. Yeah, Toscana. It's a rough paper. And it's beautiful. I love it. The Magnani is a brand. It's made in Fabriano at the Fabriano factory. So it's similar to the Fabriano Artistico. I just really enjoy it. I made sketchbooks out of it this past spring and sold them. Unfortunately, that is over, and I don't know if I'll do it again. It was a labor of love. My cat clawed my neck. Like, she got me. Like, right there. Gosh. Kittens. All right, let's mix. We've got our lunar black, and we're gonna mix it with French ultramarine. And this is so fun. Watercolor is it's just the most magical thing, honestly. Oh, that was so much paint. These pans are still slightly wet, so I'm not used to working with wet paint. Oh yeah, sketches. She got one of my books. I had like one left when I was in Italy, and she got it. So I don't know if she's using it yet because everybody keeps saying that they're saving it. I'm like, come on, just use it. You'll have to let me know how you like it. If you're using it, do you like it? If you've bought one, let me know. I want to hear how they turned out. I was like, it was scary because I was like, what if like people don't like it or like it's not good enough or you know how you second guess yourself. They're good enough for me, but sometimes what's good enough for me, for some reason, I feel like might not be good enough for other people. Do you guys do that? She says, not yet. I know. Anna Marie hasn't opened hers yet either. She packed it in her suitcase to move to Italy and hasn't used it yet. So, yeah, let me know when you use it. I want to hear how you like it. I've gone through like 4 of them myself. So, the winter set and the Stormbreaker set, I feel like are similar in the sense that they're very blue and they have a lot of like moody, cool tones. More than good enough. No, no. I know. I'm sorry that they don't exist anymore. Sadly. I did just make 2, like I said, I made 2 bigger ones. And I'm a hypocrite because they are like shrink wrapped and on my bookshelf because I don't want to use them yet because I have so many sketchbooks. I've got this one and then another one just like it that I'm still working through. I've got one in my to-go bag, one in my couch sketchbook bag. Like, oh my gosh. It's madness. All right, let's mix the blue with my precious Cascade green. I was just watching Becky Trieger art last night, yesterday, and she didn't go buy these sets. She just looked through her tubes and found like the tubes she was missing of the 15 ml, and she just went out and bought the ones she was missing. So that's an option too. You don't necessarily, if you're already getting a collection of Daniel Smith, go buy the 15 ml tubes and try the trios. Or just go through and see what you have and make it work. I know the retailers are starting to come out with these. They did launch the beginning of August. Daniel Smith does not do retail themselves. They use distribution. So it's up to retailers to order these. So if you've got a store, local store that you're wanting them to order Daniel Smith, you got to bug them about it. So I actually had gone too green too fast here. So I was kind of backing up a little bit and like slow down. We'll get there. I just want to show, I really like the way that these look. I'm just going to grab a whole stack of these guys. Okay, first I'm going to do the Lunar and the French Ultramarine. It's so moody and delicious. And then this is the Cascade and the French Ultramarine. And then, if you want them to meet in the middle, there you go. So I'm going to set that aside and see what it does. Here's that autumn mix I did. That's so cool. Blick, I checked Blick like a week ago and I didn't see him yet, but Gail, it's your job to check Blick for us. Okay, I know the Merri Artist has them. They've already ran out of stock once or twice. So yeah, they're flying off the shelves. And they are limited time. They will not be around forever. So get them if you want them. I mean, it's just a great way to try out new colors um, without having to invest in massive tubes. Unless you want to. Unless you want to. All right, Cascade Green and Lunar Black. Lunar Black. If my other cat pops in here, I will let you meet her. Her name's Cheeto. She was named by the granddaughter of the lady we adopted the cats from. Massachusetts. Hi, Tracy. How many full sheets of watercolor paper in each of your handmade sketchbooks? 3. So it depends on the size, but this size, which is like A5-ish, it takes 3 full sheets. And it's 44 pages, but it's 22 like spreads. Does that make sense? So 3 sheets. Gail, you bug Blick. You tell them Ashley sent you and that they need to get on the ball. Okay, here we go. We're gonna mix Cascade Green and Lunar Black. So I have a Blick that's about 2 hours away from me, and when I first became a brand ambassador, I went there and I brought my dot cards, and I like went up to the front and I was like, "Hey, I'm a brand ambassador for Daniel Smith." They like looked at me like I had 3 heads. They were like, "Okay, what do you want us to do about it?" Like, I was like, "Do you even know how I?" And they were like, "No." I'm just kidding. I didn't act like that. But I gave them my dot cards and said that they are welcome to hand them out with like a certain amount of purchases of Daniel Smith. I was just trying to be like, make connections and, you know, make connections. I even offered to teach classes there, but they've never called me. So they're loans. All right. I gotta mix that on a swatchy swatch that's bigger so you can see. Blick. Yeah, so here in the US, Blick is pretty big. Most states have at least one, uh, if not more. So I live on the border of Utah and Idaho, so I'm in southeast Idaho, and my closest Blick is in Salt Lake City, Utah, which is 2.5 hours away. So when we go down there for my daughter's children's hospital appointments, I always stop at Blick. It makes it fun. And she's kind of starting to get into art. She's 14. She likes alcohol markers. And right now she just discovered colored pencils. So we've got the Prismacolors. Uh, Still not interested in watercolor. She says it's really hard. We'll get there. But I have to just try not to get too excited. That was way too much water. I know somebody's going to say it. I'll say it first. But I can't wait to show you how this looks as it dries. Now, I never leave a swatch alone. Not never, but okay. Did you see what happened to the lunar when I did that? Look at that. Yeah, you can go on Blick and there's like a list of all the stores. I just ordered from Blick the other day. Guys, I have a Caran d'Ache Neocolor 2 obsession, and I now think I own almost all of the Caran d'Ache Neocolor 2 crayons, the watercolor crayons. I haven't talked about it yet because I'm like closeted still. But maybe I'll make a video. I told my husband these are the most expensive crayons, and he was like, "Why are you buying crayons?" Because they're cool. All right. I even bought the new anniversary sets, all except for the Lush, because they were out of stock. They won't be back until October, so. But Daniel Smith's still my brand. That's what a brand ambassador is. Brand ambassadors promote brand loyalty. And but I still use other stuff. I just prefer Daniel Smith over anything else. Okay, we made it through the seasons. Oh my gosh, we did it. We did it. All right, one last time I'm going to show you the winter swatches. And they're so cool. So Lunar Black, just those big old granulating black pigments. This is like blue jeans. And then you can see it starts to head into the green over here. It's really pretty. So cool. And then this is almost completely dry. Oh, this is so pretty. Remember, this was our autumn, right? Yes, this is our autumn mixtures. Cool. Oh my gosh, guys. I just hit something. All right. Okay, so we finished the seasons. We're halfway. It's the longest live stream of my entire life. It's fine. It's Saturday. We're chillaxing together. I kind of dig it when this happens. As our friend Bob says, happy accidents. But I just thought we'd take a second. That's kind of weird. Look at that. But look at this like rich brown here. This is why I like this way of mixing, because you get to see all the variations of what's possible by just mixing two colors together. And you'd miss that if you just mixed them together and then did one swatch. You're gonna miss all the nuances. So Alaska doesn't have Blick and they don't ship to Alaska? That's lame. That's lame. Uh, okay. Doo-doo. Yeah, I had a student, shout out to my student who lives in Alaska. You know who you are. But she had a frustration that like she could order stuff. First off, it would be really expensive to ship to Alaska, and second, um, it would take forever to get there. So that was frustrating. But hey, I think that would keep me from buying so many art supplies because the easier accessible it is, the more crap I buy. So all right, I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. Now we're on to the other four sets. So we got through our seasons, and now we're going to do, we've got Stormbreaker, Architectural, Evening Glow, and Desert Horizons. This one's my favorite of the non-seasons set. These ones don't really have like a name. They're just kind of, they are what they are. So I think what I'll do is zoom down. I want you guys to see my palette, but look at this. This got stained from the Aussie red gold. So a magic eraser will take that off later. Okay. We'll just go ahead and, even though it's kind of out of order, I'll just turn this around so that Stormbreaker's first. We got Stormbreaker, Architectural, Evening Glow, and Desert. So we'll start there. So Stormbreaker, and I haven't been showing you guys my little swatches here. Stormbreaker is fun because it has iridescent electric blue, like I mentioned before. This comes in stick, this comes in gouache, and it comes in watercolor small and big tubes. So it comes in all the different ways that Daniel Smith offers. We've got Prussian blue and Bloodstone. Bloodstone Genuine is like Lunar Black's hot sister. Like, oh my gosh, I love it. I love Bloodstone. Sketches. I know that you did very long live stream. You are the queen. You are the queen of long live streams. I love it. Oh my gosh. Okay. The hard part about long live streams is you get hungry. Hi, Karen. How's your recovery been? Karen is a student, a previous student. We've hung out on Zoom before. and she's the best. All right. I love my students. I just love them. All right, here's our iridescent electric blue. And the cool thing is, even though, like, yes, it has those iridescent, like, reflective mica in there, the color itself is stunning. I'm just gonna slide on over here. I feel like this box is blocking, like, the light, so I'm gonna scooch it. And I'll put that there so you know what we're talking about. Okay, we're gonna mix these three colors together, and I love, love, love this one. This one's so fun. So first we'll do the Bloodstone Genuine, which is like a deep dark plum, like a brownish plum color. Oh gosh. Like, it's so pretty, but it granulates just like Lunar Black. And anything you mix it with, you're going to get that gorgeous, gorgeous granulations. Thank you, Karen. I'm glad you're recovering. My mom's about to have a second knee replacement. She had one last year, and now she's having her other one done. And boy, that just does not, any kind of replacements just don't sound fun. Now, while I've had my share of surgeries, mine have been on my organs, not on my joints and on uh, things like that. So I can only imagine. I tell you what, my 20s and 30s were just, I felt like I was 80. And now that I'm 40, I've had my kidney transplanted. I've like gotten healthy, and I feel like my life's just barely beginning. And my boys are grown. I just have my 14-year-old daughter left, kind of like, my boys are still living here at home, but they're old enough that they're kind of doing their own thing. So I just, and my career is really taking off, and it's just, I feel like I'm like, my life's just beginning. So yeah, 20s and 30s. I was done having kids by the time I was 25. And then my health issues just, oh my gosh. So, all right, let's mix. Let us do this. Now, I think I should be able to do it. The other, with these ones, I went the other direction. So now we're going this way. So we'll see how this goes. But, yeah, this should be fine. So we're mixing Prussian blue. Oh, it's so beautiful. Let me get a bigger swatch for this. We've got to do this a little bigger. Actually, I want to do it way bigger. Them, a swatch. Okay. This is weird paper. What is this? I don't even know what this is. Um, because this is so pretty. Can you guys see that? Oh my gosh. So this is Bloodstone Genuine and Prussian Blue. And I haven't really used Prussian Blue a lot. And that's what's cool about these sets, is like pairing colors together that you've either never used or you've just never thought of mixing together. I have a tendency to shy away from like intense colors like indigo and Prussian blue. And so this has forced me to, like, I don't know, just explore. Ugh. All right, this is weird paper. I think this is not even cotton. I know what this is. This is the paper that my local printer prints my art on. It's like a art paper, so it's not, it's for printing and making it look like watercolor. So forgive me. I've had some prints made of my art for family members. And it's so nice when family supports me. It just means a lot to me. Sometimes I think they're just being nice, but like, my sister bought my boat painting that I did with gouache, and my sister-in-law bought my horse painting as a print. And because she loved it so much, I gifted her the original. So it's like a horse in a barn with black background. You can find it on my website. Um, but it was just sitting collecting dust, and I thought this sister-in-law of mine, she loves it so much that I gifted it to her because I knew she would like frame it and put it front and center in her home, and I just felt like it was the best place for it. So thank you, Kathy, for supporting my art. It means a lot. I added a little of the iridescent here at the end, so we'll see what happens. But this paper is interesting, right? All right, we're gonna set that aside and let it do its thing. Jerry's has the triads. Thank you, Gail. I love Jerry's. That's why I order all my paper. I hope you guys can't hear me chewing. I snuck a piece of chicken. Okay, so this might feel kind of redundant because they're all bluish, but I'm going to mix Prussian blue and the iridescent electric blue. So basically what it's going to do is just give it that shimmer that the mica pigments have. So here we go. So this one's not as exciting, but still. I watched the best movie last night and I keep thinking about it. It's called I Feel Pretty and it has Amy Schumer in it. And it's like Shallow Hal, but like opposite, where the girl gets like she suddenly sees herself as beautiful, like supermodel beautiful, and she gets really confident and like changes her life and oh, it's so good. Even though she's still the same person. And it was really inspiring. I'm not going to give away like what happens. You got to go watch it. But I did like a trial on YouTube for some channel and got it for free. So go check it out. It was so good and funny. And it wasn't as dirty. Like Amy Schumer's usually kind of dirty, but it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. She's a funny girl. Okay. Pricier than Michael's. Oh, our local Michael's shut down like 5 years ago, and I was so mad. I was so mad. Now all we have is Hobby Lobby, and they got rid of all their professional watercolors. All they have is their like Master's Touch stuff. It's fine, like if you just want cheap brushes or cheap paper or whatever, but they do still carry Arches. And Fabriano, they just started, Fabriano is now making their pulp paper. And, sorry, I am so sidetracked. This is the new paper from Hobby Lobby. And looky there, made by Fabriano. However, it's still pulp paper. The texture's good, slightly different. I like it better than the Master's Touch. I don't know if you can see the texture there. But yeah, like when you go in and you can get it for 40% off. So this big old pad, I only paid like $8 for. So I'll buy that for like when I'm swatching, or I also have nieces and nephews who love to come sit in my studio and paint. So I'll buy that for them so that they can just go to town and I'm not worried about it. Okay, the final one we're going to do is iridescent and bloodstone, and this is a fun mix. Um, I don't think with Hobby Lobby, Kim, I don't think you're missing anything per se. Like I've been disappointed in the last couple of years. Like they used to have Grumbacher, they used to have Windsor. I don't know that they've ever had Daniel Smith, but they used to have like Sakura, Koi watercolors, and now it's all just their crappy stuff, and it's just frustrating. Yeah, I'm sure you could order that paper online if you wanted, but it's honestly, I would just go somewhere else and get the real Fabriano cotton, like the Artistico. Fabriano does have pulp papers you can buy, but I'm not a fan. I think cotton's the way to go. But we all have different, budgets and things, and so you got to do what you can afford. I mean, when I first got really serious about watercolor, it was like 2015, and I was just buying Canson XL for years. Um, so buying a big giant pad of Canson XL was like this huge luxury to me. And because we were like paycheck to paycheck at the time, we had little kids, a daughter with a disability. Like, I wasn't buying arches. Are you kidding me? I actually inherited all my first arches paper, and that's how I realized that it was better. I wouldn't have known either way. All right, so here's Stormbreaker. I'm gonna grab, I don't want to waste this beautiful paint here, so I'm gonna put it on a little swatch. I want to show you this bloodstone and iridescent blue mix, kind of bigger. It's really pretty. I'll add a little water. And it's funny, we don't really have Saunders, like the Saunders stuff here, where the UK has it a little more readily available. So Saunders, Waterford, we have Bockingford, but it's like not that great. So just wherever you live, get what you can get and make it work. Start where you are, use what you have. And as you go, you can invest. I started, with what I had. Luckily, I inherited some good supplies from an artist who passed away, but once I started doing pet portrait commissions, I was able to start investing in better supplies. And now that I'm a brand ambassador, like I'm aware how blessed I am to have access to so many good Daniel Smith paints. So I'm very, I mean, it's like it's a pinch me kind of thing. But also it can be overwhelming to own all the colors. I think what's fun about it is like slowly collecting, like not just going out and buying all these, but slowly collecting them, like Pokemon. Daniel Smith has 272 colors in 15 ml tubes, and it's fun to just slowly collect them. If you can't afford them, I have some advice. So I was buying candy every time I passed the gas station, or some of us, we go out and buy a coffee every day, or there's something we're spending our money on that is just a couple of dollars. And if you were to just for like 2 weeks not do that, you could buy a new tube, a 15 ml tube of Daniel Smith. I mean, I don't know your circumstances, so I probably can't generalize that. But I that's how I was buying my Daniel Smith colors, is just slowly, like I stopped buying candy bars and would take that money and set it aside till I had enough to buy a tube. So, there's ways to make it work. Sell something. I don't know. I mean, some of us are in really difficult positions, and I get it. I've been there. I've been there where I couldn't even fathom. I mean, I didn't have a dollar to my name at times. Um, One time, our daughter had surgery. She was only 2, and we were so broke and so struggling. Our car was about to be repossessed by the bank. This was like 2014. And sorry, it's a little personal, but she had this really big surgery. We couldn't even afford the freaking parking garage. $4. It was $4 to park in the parking garage at the hospital, at the children's hospital, and we didn't have it. And so, like I've been there. So, yeah, sometimes when we still go to the children's hospital all the time, and I just look around at people and I wonder, like, who's silently struggling? Who could just use me putting a $20 bill in their hand like that? And we're still, we're still tight. We're still good with our money, but um we can afford to get gas and do the things we need to do. And so anyway, I am rambling, but I'm just to say, like, I realize how blessed I am to have all the Daniel Smith paints. It is an absolute gift. I'm really, really grateful. There's no way I would have been able to buy them all. Like, at once. I know people who buy them. I have students who have all the Daniel Smith paints and they just like went out and bought them all at once. And that's cool. I would love to be able to do that. Cool. All right. Okay. Next is the architectural set. I mentioned these all before. So if you're just coming, you can go back to the beginning and watch. I talked about every one of these sets. So right now we're just mixing. Here we go. Okay, we've got buff titanium, lavender. I love lavender. Lavender and wisteria. I remember the year they came out, and like I said, could not afford Daniel Smith at the time, so it was like coveting them. It was like, ugh, just wanted those colors so bad. All right. I think that was like 2021, maybe? No, no, no. They came out in like 2019, I want to say. Hold on. That was Shadow Violet. Sepia is here. Sepia. Do you say sepia or do you say sepia? I've heard it both ways. I'm curious, which way do you say it? Not to be confused with Shadow Violet. Okay, let's go ahead and do this. So we've got buff titanium, which is white. It's a white pigment that just hasn't had all the color removed out of it yet, if that makes sense. It's really interesting. Lavender, and look, they already want to play together. And sepia sepia. I say sep, not seep. Sepia, sepia. It sounds like it's kind of a toss-up, isn't it? Okay, so first we're gonna mix buff titanium and lavender, which they're both opaque. They're not opaque, they're semi-transparent, but they both have a white pigment. So they're gonna be looking kind of hazy. Kind of milky. So Daniel Smith, they don't say semi-opaque ever. They always say transparent, semi-transparent, or opaque. So if I say something's like semi-opaque, you know what I mean. And I think every brand is different how they say it. Like some brands do have, they call it semi-opaque. But to Daniel Smith, semi-opaque and semi-transparent, excuse me, are like the same thing. Okay, let's get one of our little swatchy-roos. Now with buff titanium, if you use it too thick like that, it's not pretty. I feel like the buff titanium, you gotta, oh my gosh, this brush is shedding like crazy. You've got to water it down a little bit. Give it some space. Let it breathe. So we'll let that dry. Here's our blue swatch from the last set. See how the bloodstone pigment settled into the grooves of the paper? That's because they are heavier. They are heavier and bigger, chunkier pigments, so they settle. The pigments that weigh more settle, and the ones that weigh less, obviously, will kind of float in the middle. And so as the paint dries, you get these different like dimensions. So it's really fun. I really enjoy granulation for that reason. Okay. Let me just get this a little clean down. I just take a spray bottle and I hover it over my dirty water and I just spray it into the pot. It's the best, fastest way to clean a palette. And clean it with cloth or paper towel. Okay. Let me grab my sepia, sepia, however we say it. Yeah, Joann's went out of business like everywhere. Ours just went out too. But honestly, Joann's like, I don't know. They didn't really have much for art supplies anyway. At least the one here, they just had student grade, like almost kids type supplies. Okay, we're gonna mix lavender and sepia. I went too fast. I went too far too soon. But that's the fun of practicing mixing, is trying not to make it too far to the other color too soon. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. It's nice to have like, I don't know, I love technology. I love the internet. Say what you want. But how cool is it that I can sit in my studio on Saturday afternoon in flipping Idaho and hang out with people from all over the world? It's just amazing. All right. And then we're going to do buff titanium and sepia. I'm just going to keep saying that both ways for everyone because I just want to make everybody happy. But I know I can't. Now this, because here we go. We have got another pigment that is semi-transparent. We're going to get that like milky looking. It's good. Look at that. It's like milk chocolate. Go a little darker there. I feel like I need a little more water to kind of like see it. There. That's pretty. Get my scrap. That's so cool. This architectural set's so cool. I actually, our brand ambassadors helped put these together. Our Italian power couple, Giovanni and Letty, chose some of these sets and helped choose the colors. And the architectural set is one of my favorites that they put together. So there's those. I mean, come on, that's so cool. And I'm not a huge fan of like more opaque pigments, but they have their place for sure. All right, guys, we have two left. Two left. The finish line is in sight. Not that there's a finish line or that we're in a hurry or anything. This next set is so fun. Evening Glow. Now this one is bright and not quite a primary triad because we do have yellow, we do have blue, but we don't have red. We have Shadow Violet, which is, oh, I love this color. So we will do those three next. I'm going to pop that there. We're going to spray this baby off. I haven't been watching a lot of art YouTube lately. I am on the true crime kick, and I try to stay pretty closeted about it. But I've been watching the Donna Adelson trial. A couple weeks back, I was watching the James Craig trial, and then we had the Lori Vallow, like third Lori Vallow trial. So I've been watching all of that. My favorite channel is In True Crime. You guys gotta go check it out. We love Lauren. She's our girl. So I paint along to true crime. But my life coach told me that I need to cool it because it causes anxiety or something like that. Whatever. So so she recommended I maybe like cool it on the true crime for a little while. So I don't know why we are obsessed with other people's drama, but I think it just makes us feel like our lives are like normal. I don't know. Let me know if you like true crime or not. Okay, Evening Glow. New Gamboge. Yeah, that is such a bright, fun color. Um, Manganese Blue Hue. I love Manganese Blue Hue. It's always in my travel palette with my sketchbook because it's, oh, they're playing together and she's pushy. Oh, she's pushy. Look at that. Play nice, children. And then it's just a good, like, it's a good clean blue. It's really good for skies. My goodness. That is pushy. All right, let's mix these babies. We're gonna mix the blue and the yellow. Make us some pretty greens. Yeah, yes, anxious. True crime. I'm telling you, it just causes like, you don't think about it till you're going to sleep. Like for me anyway, I'm fine. And then I'll be laying going to sleep at night. And it's not that I'm anxious that I'm going to be killed or that I'm going to be like, it's not that I'm worried someone's going to hurt me. It's that I'm scared I'm going to do something wrong and like go to jail. I know, silly. But painting along to baseball. Barb, that's great. That's cool. Eleanor and Bailey. I'll have to look that up. I don't know that one. With you, it's your kids. I know that's the other thing is like when you have kids, it's hard to watch true crime and things like that because you realize like there are scary people out there. And yeah, I've got a daughter who literally would not be able to defend herself. Freaks me out. Okay, we're gonna add a little blue at a time to this. Oh gosh, I went too far. See, this is why it's fun to practice mixing, so you can try to go slow. Here we go. And because this is such a warm yellow that leans red, the green is not going to be, it's going to be more, it's not going to be vibrant. It's going to be more of like olive green or like a warmer green. Look at that though. It's so pretty. It's quite the contrast compared to these more like toned down colors. Sorry, we better start getting more green in there. See that? This is a fun practice to do. Oops. There you go. Sweet. Bailey and Eleanor. Murder, mystery, fiction. Okay. I used to really get into CSI back in the good old days. But now I only really enjoy things that are like true crime. But I used to watch Cold Case Files, Forensic Files. And I'm not talking cold case like the one that's acted out. I'm talking like true cases that happen. So there it is. Oh, it's so pretty. Let's splash some water on there. If you haven't tried that, you should try it. It's fun. And then it dries kind of like grainy and textural. Is that a word? All right. Now we're gonna do the manganese blue hue is getting bullied pretty bad right now, so It normally looks like this, unless it's getting beat up by New Gamboge and Shadow Violet. Poor guy. Poor guy. He's just getting kicked out of there. So now we'll mix with the Shadow Violet. Gotta get a lot of blue. Got a lot of blue. Okay, I'll scooch up. Falling asleep to forensic files. No, probably not a good idea. So I used to be a wedding and family photographer for a good decade, and I would stay up till 3 in the morning editing beautiful photos of families and babies and birth stories and weddings, all while like on another screen I would be watching forensic files or cold case files. And my husband would he just couldn't believe, like he'd say, like, how are you watching that and putting out such beauty? Like it doesn't. I was like, well, it's called balance, right? Balance. And now I do it while I make art. Oh, look, that yellow. I made the swatches a little big, so this is a good practice. Like, you quickly learn, how big to make your swatches. Oh, gra. Gra is not a word. I accidentally grabbed the sepia instead of they look so similar in the pan, okay? So there's our shadow violet. I tried to make shadow violet myself before I owned it. I didn't want to spend the money, and so I tried to make it myself. It has 3 pigments. It has an orange, Viridian, and blue. I don't remember. I'll look at the tube. Anyway, tried to make it for like months, and I finally just broke down and bought it. You cannot like make this color. Um, let's see. Shadow violet, where are you? Where are you? Hide from me. Okay, here it is. PB29 Ultramarine Blue, PG18 Viridian, PO73 Pyral Orange, I think. Yeah, try it. See if you can do it. Shadow Violet and Lunar Violet. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yes. They're similar, but not. So I will happily go sidetracked for you anytime. So this is these are drawers with magnet sheets, and see, these are the new Daniel Smith colors that came out in February. And up above my computer screen, let me show you. I have a chart, and that's the map for these colors so that I know where everything is. So you can see it's like Battleship. I've got like 1 through 11 and then A through L. So that's my system. But this is how I keep all the Daniel Smith colors, because we swatch Thursdays on Zoom and Facebook Live. The brand ambassadors, we swatch, and so I needed a way to have all the colors easily accessible. Lunar Violet. G3. I'm a dork. Hold on. Hold on. Sorry, guys. I'm still here. Okay. Got 2 big old 300 pound paper. Big paper. Um, they're so beautiful, each in their own right. So here is Shadow Violet. It's very berry purple, but also like has a gray tone to it when it dries. You can also compare Moonglow. Moonglow is a little more like pink, has a little more pizzazz. I am a Shadow Violet girl myself. Just going to do it really dark here so you can kind of see mass tone. And I love how it separates as it dries. So here's our shadow violet. And then I said G3. G3. Lunar violet. Now, lunar violet is a lunar, which means it has those really big granulating bits to it. Sketches you did not. Oh my gosh, great minds think alike. She said she did the battleship grid for her big pellets. I love it. You gotta do what you gotta do, man. Survival. It's jungle out there. All right, let's do a little splashy roux. And then you can kind of see all the little nuances. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, so you get blue in there. So the bottom one, sorry, the bottom one is shadow violet, and you can see that blue pigment popping through. Lunar violet is deeper. It's not as vibrant, but let's revisit these in a minute when they dry. So I'm going to set those aside, and I'm going to put my giant drawer back. I have 3 of these. One has like all the colors from yellow to green. And then one has all the luminescence, and then that one has like the earth tones and beyond. So 3 drawers. If you buy one of those 3 drawer units, you can fit all the Daniel Smith colors in full pans in them. You like shadow better? Yes, I love shadow violet because of those nuances, like I said. So speaking of shadow violet, now we're going to mix it with New Gamboge and get us some. I love mixing purple and yellow. Purple and yellow makes brown. And it's my favorite way to get to brown. Like zoom us back in. I want you to be able to see the palette too. Oh, Pam says that her router needed restarting because of heavy rain. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you got to get Shadow Violet. It's a stunning color. So good. I literally use it for shadows in my sketchbook. It literally is like the perfect shadow color. And if you don't want it to be so violet, you can tone it warmer with something yellow. So it's really fun to mix yellow and purple. So we're going to slowly add yellow and we're going to get brown. I can already tell you we're going to get brown. It's kind of like an interesting brown because it leans green. See? Because New Gamboge is so warm, we're cutting into Desert Horizons territory here. Sorry, I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best. Like I said, I've never swatched this tiny before. So little. So adorable. You did not just see me taint my New Gamboge. You saw nothing. Actually, you did see it. Sorry. It's so funny because, like, I don't get a lot of haters because I'm not a big channel. I think if I was a bigger channel, I'd probably get more trolls and stuff, but people get so upset about the dumbest stuff and they feel the need to like write you an essay about how bothered they are. Like, I'm not like that. If I'm bothered by something, I just move on. Just move on. Focus on what I love. But some people like feel the need to like tell you that they don't like the way that you are handling your brushes or I don't know. People are funny. It's very entertaining. Yeah, it does not bother me. It does not offend me. It is so we love reading the negative comments. It's fun because it's just it blows my mind that people like spend their time I don't know, just like what? Block button. I've never had to block anybody on my channel. Thank heavens. But, you know, as it grows, I'm sure the day will come. Okay, last one. I really like this one too. Desert Horizons. It's giving cactuses. It's giving desert, tundra. I don't know. Okay. I love, love, love Amazonite genuine or Amazonite. Amazonite. I love that color. It's so pretty. I use this instead of Viridian. So for me, it's like a trade out. Viridian for me is not my favorite. This one, hands down. So we've got Monte Amiata Natural Sienna, which is really a gorgeous color. And I like to use it in place of like yellow ochre. It has a very like yellow ochre feel to it. But it's just beautiful. So my water is so dirty. I hope the cats don't come try to eat it, drink it, eat it. Amazon. Maybe I should just call it Amazon Green. And being a Primatech, it is like when it's dry, some of the Primatechs just take a little bit more to re-wet. So I'll use like brushes I don't care about if it's in a pan. But be sure to spray first. Just give it a little spray and let it sit for a minute and they should wake up. And then they wake up. But I've heard, like Aloria was saying, she has Daniel Smith paints that no longer activate. I don't know what's going on with that because I have all the Daniel Smith colors in pans for years. No problem. No problem. They re-wet beautifully. So a couple of years ago, I think there were some Daniel Smith fakes going around. I think the problem was solved, but yeah, you need to buy from a reputable seller. Be careful buying like pre-made sets online or eBay or whatever. Like you just have to be careful, I guess, because there are scumbags out there who want to take your money. Yeah, this set's so pretty. So pretty. This is burnt sienna light. And you can compare that to burnt sienna if you'd like. It is, I don't even know how to explain it. It's more like transparent. It's just, it's not like it's a lighter color per se. It's just like cleaner. I don't even know how to explain it, but burnt sienna has a little more of an opacity to it. And burnt sienna light is just clean, if that makes sense. All right, here we go. So I will do this one first. That's the Monte Amiata. Ozonite. And grab some fresh burnt sienna light. Okay, look at that color. Oh, here it is. It's just really pretty. Instead of using burnt sienna, I use transparent red oxide. I have it on my dot card. I love it. It's got chunky granulation and it's really intense and vibrant and I love it. Okay, we're gonna do Monte Amiata and Viridian first. So here we go. Let's make something interesting here. Oh, didn't get enough. Sorry, I'm overlapping because we're running out of room here, y'all. I hope my head wasn't in the way. Yeah, it's gorgeous. Gorgeous, this burnt sienna light. Okay, now we're going to mix the burnt sienna light and the Amazonite. I have been calling it Amazonite for so many years. that's saying Amazonite feels really weird. Okay, we're gonna make an interesting color here. Sorry for these tiny little itty bitty baby swatches. But, ooh, we're making like an olive green. Let's get us some more green. Some little more red. Red, burnt sienna light. Sometimes I call things weird things, and especially on Zoom. Oh my gosh, if we had had YouTube when I was like 10 years old, I would have been in heaven. Because me and my friend would get a cassette recorder and we did a radio show. I wish I still had those tapes. Um, yeah. Yeah, sketches. Your marathon swatching session. How long did that take? I saw it advertised. I haven't had a chance to watch yet, but that's crazy. Awesome. How many colors are there right now? I'm curious. Now, Rockwell, I gotta say, you gotta be careful of because even though it's Canadian, they are from China. They do not do the light fast testing that they should. So, just disclaimer, they're gorgeous, they're beautiful. But they're Chinese and you just don't know what you're getting because they don't have to follow the rules, um, I guess. So that's what I've heard. But yeah, they're exciting. All right, so we're gonna mix the Monte Amiata and the burnt sienna light, which I mean we're just making brown and brown really. Like it's kind of silly, but oh well. We gotta do it. This is our last color. Like we have come this far. Ooh, I like it. Guys, I like it. When I started my YouTube channel, I swore to myself and the gods above that I would never say guys. Like, hey guys. And I just can't help myself. It just happens. Yeah, the Rockwell. I have a source on that. But yeah, if you use them, just, you know, be aware that they might not be doing their due diligence with LightPass. And the thing is, Daniel Smith, out of all the brands, they do their homework with LightPass testing. They keep up with ASTM. They keep up with Acme. Um, they use a special light that can expose a swatch to like 100 years of light. And they can test all the colors. So when they come out with a new color, they're not just going to immediately release it. They do their homework. They make sure it's rewettable. They make sure that it's light fast. And they are transparent, 100% transparent. So that is why I choose Daniel Smith, because they are committed to quality. And I'm not just saying that because I'm an ambassador. Like I truly will stand by Daniel Smith. Say what you will. And I do get comments about like people say the weird. I had one the other day. Oh my gosh, whoever you are, you know who you are. Was like Winsor Newton is the best, and I won't buy Daniel Smith because it's American. And yeah, artists should be political. And I'm like, okay, I don't know why you're telling me this. That's good, I guess. People are funny. Artists should be political. What do you guys think of that statement? Should artists be political? Hmm. I gotta get some chapstick. My lips are parched real bad. All right, guys, we freaking did it. 214. Wow, it's getting up there with the RS, the Romans. Okay, let's revisit this. So the bottom swatch, Oh, they're still a little wet. The bottom swatch is our shadow violet, and the top is our lunar violet. So there you go. Weirdo. Yeah, right? That you're calling me a weirdo. I am, but I know what you're referring to. People can be weird. You guys, it's a mess in here because literally I filmed this one. And then while I was waiting for it to be time for this live stream, I filmed another video for a product review. So, like, it's an explosion. All right, we did it. We have swatched and mixed all 24 colors from all 8 Daniel Smith 5ml Triad sets. They're so cute, by the way. These tiny little boxes are adorable. And here they are. So you gotta let me know what was your favorite. And out of all these swatches, which mix is your favorite? I need to know. I'm really like my eyeball keeps going right here because green is my favorite color. But there's just so many. And then we can kind of look at, so that's this one. The Evening Glow and Manganese Blue hue gave us this. I'm digging that right there. Like this turquoisey color. We've got our architecture swatches. Those are fun. And then this one was from Stormbreaker. That is our Bloodstone Genuine. And let's see if we can see any shimmer. I see a little shimmer right there. You see it? Shimmer, shimmer. And this one has a little shimmer to it too. Just right here. Like you can kind of see it. There it is. Little shimmer. Let's see if we can see it on my sketchbook. I can see it, but it's there. Let me. So it would be like right here. And then this one. Yeah. So pretty. And I'm not a shimmer person. I'm just not a glittery girl. But this color is I have the stick in my to-go box. Oh, speaking of sticks, guys, I found a storage solution. Don't laugh at me, okay? So my son is a little bit of an adorable redneck, and we went to the sporting goods store. And when I'm in any store that's not an art store, I'm looking for things that could be like art supplies or art supplies adjacent. And I was in the ammo section and I found this little ammo storage box. And lo and behold, it works perfectly to hold 20 watercolor sticks. So I will put 20 watercolor sticks. You can tell I've had my sticks in here. Throw it in my, I put an elastic. I just got like an elastic band and tied it around. Throw it in my kit and I can go. But I recently was on Amazon and I found even bigger ammo cases. Now this one holds 50 sticks. So these are $5 on Amazon. Political or not, yes, it's an ammo case. Like you can see it's for rifle ammo, but it holds sticks perfectly. So yeah. And if you wanted to travel with something like this, you could put some foam in the top just to kind of keep these from moving around. And then I put my sticker on it there. And there are 70, how many sticks are there? 72, 74. Somebody correct me. I should know that. I actually should. I have all of them here. So I bought 2. If I'm still working on finding a case that holds all of them, so like they do have a case that holds 100, but I figure that's going to be kind of bulky. So there it is. And when I just want to take 20, I just throw them in there. Another thing you can get, sorry, I'm struggling. This one I'm not a fan of just because of the lid, but what I do is I stick it like this. There we go. Anyway, I'll have to do a whole video on sticks. But I also buy just a tin. I spray painted this one blue myself. But yeah, I spray painted the inside. But you can just get like find a little tin and you can keep your sticks. You can, these are great for the Caran d'Ache Neo colors as well. So there you have it. Yeah, ammo being sold in stores. I know it's good old US of A. It's America. My son is big into, he's a responsible gun owner. Um, you know, I grew up with my dad. My dad's a hunter. He, you know, it's just how I grew up. But, you know, only in America, guys. All right, what'd you think? I'm gonna clean that off. Should I keep these in this order or should I reorganize them by like chroma, rainbow order? Because this does hurt my heart just a little bit. I will not lie. And we'll see how long I can go keeping them in the order of the sets. But I think that it's good. I am excited to play around with like mixing the different set colors together, see what I can get. It encourages creativity. Hi, I'm standing. Did you guys know I'm 6 feet tall? It's usually quite a shocker. I'm gonna sit down so you can see my face. Thank you, Barb. And thank you, Pam. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Sketches, for being here. This is really fun. This was my longest live stream so far. So thank you for hanging out. You've got a gun tattooed on you. You're not against them. I'm against what people do. There you go. There you go. Guns don't kill people. People kill people. But I don't want to get political. I think that there's responsible ways of doing things. So I now have all the triad colors. Good job, Pam. And Pam Palmer is 6 feet too. Cool. Tall girls, we gotta stick together. Sketches, we are tall girls too. So me and Sketches and our friend Anna Marie and our friend Georgia, we were all like almost the same height. And so we were the tall girls club when we were in Bologna. It was epic. Super fun. All right, cool. Let me know what your favorite set was. Do you think you'll buy these or do you think you'll go out and buy 15 ml tubes? What are your thoughts on these? And what's your favorite set? So thanks for hanging out with me today, guys. And I hope you have an amazing day. We'll see ya.